Welcome back to Michigan hockey here at Yost Arena as the Wolverines take on the number 13 Ohio State Buckeyes in the game 2 of a series that was star-studded in the first half. Michigan coming off a short loss from the Wolverines on Friday at the winter frozen confines. Stuck in the game the entire time, but the Buckeyes were able to come back from a 2-goal deficit to take down the Wolverines in the outside game at Wrigley. And about 2 minutes away from puck drop here, and the Wolverines looking to bounce back tonight after dropping 4 out of their last 5 games, the 5th being a tie against Minnesota that ended up in a win in OT. But Wolverines need a bounce back here to start off the fresh semester and get one back in the Big Ten Conference play, as they are currently sitting at 5-4 with Ohio State in the 3rd place spot at 7-2. Puck drop less than 60 seconds away here. Logan Stein getting the start in net for the Wolverines. Logan Tenderness getting the start for the Buckeyes. 2 players coming to the middle here, number 9, number 19. And puck drop is away. Michigan wins the draw. Controls it at middle ice. Breaks into the zone with a dump and scoop. OSU controls it behind the net. Tipped at the blue line to try to get a clear, and now sitting at middle ice as the Ohio State Buckeyes make a pass. Number 13, Fontaine, going into the zone for the Buckeyes. Captain, number 23 of Ohio State, plays it behind the net, throws it to Riley Thompson, the hero of the Wrigley game. Controls it down low below the point. Ohio State back to the blue line. Burnside tries to take it around and throws it out of the zone all the way back into Ohio State territory as both lines go for a change. Ohio State making a push up the ice, but turned away by Josh Orko, who's getting a second line start tonight after not seeing much gameplay all season. Controls it. Truscott, the captain for the Wolverines, tries to clear it but gets taken away by Rossi of Ohio State. Shot on net, toe save for Stein. Shifsky takes it up middle ice, loses control. The Ohio State Buckeyes, Dunlap, number 21, throws it back in his zone for a full line change. Humphreys of the Wolverines puts a little pressure on net. Ohio State, long cross ice pass. Montez has an opening. Throws it lightly at Stein. Edwards behind the net for the Wolverines, controls the puck. Throws it over to Tanner Rowe, who throws it back to Edwards. Whitelaw, cross ice pass. Wolverines a little sloppy at the blue line, turn over to Montez of Ohio State, and he throws it up to Smith, number 28. Takes a light wrister, a stick save for Logan Stein. Whitelaw got tripped up by Gordon, number 29, OSU, and OSU is going to have a 2-minute tripping minor coming up here. First initial thoughts, we're riding solo today, so there's going to be no color comment. But the Wolverines a little sloppy in their passing early on. Ohio State not getting the power that they really need on the shots. So 2 shots to 0 right now, but nothing of really goal exciting news. Michigan's going to get the face-off in the Ohio State zone. Hughes goes to the circle. Ohio State clears it. Down the blue line, Truscott comes back into the Michigan zone to control it. Riley Thompson chases him in. Truscott brings it past the Michigan blue line. Tries to get it to TJ Hughes, but misses on the pass. Ohio State able to clear it back to Stein. Stein controls it behind the net, throws it off to Captain. Brings it up the ice. Cross ice pass to Hughes, kind of thrown away behind the net. The Captain Truscott throws it back to the blue line. Hughes down low with a cross ice pass. Truscott shot blocked by number 71, Gauso. Wolverine controls it, another shot on ice. Truscott sitting at the blue line. Shot there by the Wolverines. Evan Werner Gloved easily by Turnus in the OSU net. Wolverines, they got to clean up the passing a little bit here. A lot of turnovers in the middle of ice, and that's not how you want to be playing right now if you want to come back in this series and at least steal one away from Ohio State at home to keep the Big Ten standings relatively the same. Michigan loses the draw. Wise throws it cross ice all the way down to Stein, who controls it behind the Wolverines bench. Ethan Edwards comes hustling around, throws it cross ice to Humphreys. Shifsky takes a little bit of speed out over the midline into the Ohio State zone, but quickly cleared by number 7 of Ohio State, Brett Johnson, the Capitals draft pick. Edwards back behind the Michigan net to control. Burnside chasing him down to make a move. Humphreys at the red line again, tries to get it across. Whitelaw throws it back to the blue line. Edwards controls Whitelaw. Rister off target by block. Quick pass in front of the net to Shifsky, who whiffs on it. Edwards maintains control. Whitelaw goes down low now. Penalty about to expire with 5 seconds left. Ohio State hits Gordon out of the penalty box, but mishandles it on the pass. Humphreys able to pick his pocket there. Fantilli putting a little bit of pressure on OSU as both teams get a line change. McBrayer off scoring for OSU, trying to get a quick sneaky shot at the blue line. The Wolverines throw it back out to the blue line, but it is kept in by McBrayer. Fantilli ran over number 63, Nathan Lewis, and behind the Michigan net, and throws it out of the zone, but it is called offsides on Michigan trying to make an entrance here. Haiti was the one who offsides there. Draper trying to make the entry. A little different look for the Wolverines here with their lines. Duke getting the night off, not dressing, who is a big factor in that first and second line rotation. So Orico gets a start here, and just very interesting for the Wolverines as they're trying to win one in a Big Ten series here. He continues to make some changes to see what will work best, and it's hard to blame them right now. We're dropping 4 of the last 5, and you kind of got to make some changes here, and that's what they see here for Naranjo, and he's trying to win a Big Ten championship and not fall short again. Puck was tipped out of play off the draw there into the Michigan bench. Draper takes its face off at middle ice and loses it. Truscott regains controls, hits LaPointe very early on before the blue line and cannot control it. Gordon takes it up the ice, throws it across. Powell trying to play deep into the Michigan zones. Felicio controls it behind the Michigan bench. Two Buckeyes on the one Wolverine here. Throws it to the captain. Ernestine tips it at the red line down to the OSU zone to just get a full line change here for both teams. OSU controlling behind their net, trying to get their men in order before pushing up the ice. Orbart misses on that one. It was going to be icing. Montez, good hustle by the OSU player to get that down and wave that off. Michigan trying to get it out of their zone here. Halem gets it out of the zone, flips it up. Moldenhauer and Halem chasing the puck deep into the OSU corner. Wise tries to put some pressure on him, gets a little poke at the puck. Edwards a little interfered with there, no call. Back out in the middle of ice. Moldenhauer taken down. Edwards controls, throws it to Hage. Rips a slap shot, but goes out of the zone, and OSU controls. Riley Thompson, the hero from yesterday, Rister off the glove side of Stein there. Controls his own shot behind the net and tripped as he went behind the net there by Ethan Edwards, I believe, and it is going to be a 2-minute minor for the Wolverines. Seeing that physicality come over from the last game. Both of those teams very penalty ridden, but in general, their power plays and penalty kills have not been anything to turn away from. Both are top 25 in the nation in both aspects. So very interesting here to see who will strike first on all this physicality and penalties as players are diving hard into the corners and trying to get a stick on the puck. Wolverines down a man, able to get the clear. Truscott. Truscott tried to throw it down ice to get the clear on the penalty, but ended up riding the top of the glass out of play, so we'll try it again. TJ Hughes tried to take the face-off, kind of laying on top of the puck right now after a cross-check. Draper able to clear it down ice for a quick change for TJ Hughes and Hattie coming off the ice. Razzo tries to get it in. Montez down there in the corner for him, throws it back to number 11. Brent Johnson at the top controls it, throws it down to Rozzi. Johnson, a little trip-up shot. Great save there by Logan Stein through traffic. Glove trapper save. Wolverines not happy with a little bit of pushing and shoving there, but able to come away. Ohio State looking to capitalize. 5 shots to 2 shots right now and trying to get one to reach the back of the net finally. Riley Thompson jumps a little early there on the face-off into TJ Hughes, and he'll get pulled out. Fontaine, number 13 of Ohio State, will take the face-off against TJ. Fontaine wins the face-off, throws it out to number 20 of OSU. Carfagna down low, throws it back to him. Sitting at the point, waiting for a pass. Throws it back to the blue line. Carfagna takes it back again, switching positions here. Fontaine takes it and loses it and gets a clear for the much needed Wolverines who needed a rest there. 2-minute and 10-second shift on the ice there, waiting for the clear as they didn't get a switch when he threw it over the glass. Big hit there. Shifsky setting the tone with the physicality again. But not too soon. Riley Thompson finds it in the corner for an OSU goal to Fontaine at the point. Wolverines down 1-0 to the Ohio State Buckeyes. And just a fantastic setup there, staying with their plan and trying to work off that penalty kill. The Wolverines got caught lacking at the point on the left-hand side of Stein. And just a quick little snapshot cross pass. Caught him in the upper right-hand top corner. And the Wolverines find themselves down early at home here with 12:31 left to go. Powell for OSU tries to control it at center ice, throws it back, no one there. Halem tries to take it back for the Wolverines and will bring it back to his zone to try to settle it down. Weird pass off the glass. Stanchion got OSU control back there from the Wolverines. Powell again trying to throw it out of the zone. Felicio, number 4 of the Wolverines, will take it at center ice, dump it in. Dump it in again after it's passed right back out to him, and Turnus controls it behind the net. Killing some time behind the net here is Chris Abel, the defenseman, waiting for his opportunity to strike the Wolverines again and try to get another goal. Number 63, Nathan Lewis, threw off his skate, and it was going to be icing. Montez again saves OSU from another icing, but here comes the Wolverines. TJ Hughes brings it up to Werner. Werner across. TJ missed it. Shifsky tried to take a shot, but awkward footing. Smith of the OSU brings it up, throws it off wide. Lewis tried to take it, could not get it through. OSU playing patty cake at the blue line here. Michigan retakes control below the net. Fantilli controls it in the Michigan zone right at the blue line, passes it up. Still a little bit of trouble there for Tanner Rowe. Horkoff gets a nice tip to avoid the icing for the Wolverines as they throw it in the OSU zone. Dunlap couldn't control it at center ice. Horkoff takes it back. Horkoff gets his pocket picked there. Dunlap chasing into the Wolverine zone as Stein is out there. Horkoff, the brand new expansion for the Wolverines in this second semester of the season. Looking to start something fresh here as he had 1 assist and 1 point last game. It's his first game as a Wolverine, and he knows how much this rivalry means as he's lived down the street at the U.S. development camp for a long time. Stein controls it back around the net. LaPointe gets it at the Michigan blue line, tries to throw it away, just dump and chase by himself. Michigan gets a full line change, 9:56 remaining in this period. Number 23, Burnside, takes it himself down the length of the ice, controlling it across. Fontaine gets a second one. Wow, OSU strikes twice. Burnside down low, throws it back. No looking to Fontaine, who catches Logan Stein sleeping and goes bar down for the second goal of the Buckeyes period. Michigan looking to wake up here and try to get at least a couple more shots on goal to respond to this pressure. OSU coming out here with a little bit different of a game plan, not as physical, and trying to focus more on precision. Michigan won the draw at center ice after the goal, taking it up ice. Thrown and dumped and chased into the OSU goal. Reeled back in by Noah Powell, the Flyers draft pick. Brings it into the Michigan zone. Deckhut controls it down low at the point. Tries to throw it across. Smith awaiting. Smith controls at the blue line. Throws it back down. Powell. Smith, a little bit of pressure right there. Brings it behind the net. Tries to do a sneaky angle on Stein there. Stein, 2 great saves with his blocker. And Michigan able to clear the zone, but Brett Johnson looking for an attack as both lines change very rapidly. Wise throws it across to Montez. This line's been on fire all night here for the Wolverines. Draper took one off the ankle, thrown into the stands, and a happy fan is holding up a puck right now. Michigan not controlling the game as they hoped for at Yost here tonight, and going to look to need at least one to try and get an equalizer here early in the game, down by 2, but worst lead in hockey here, folks. Two-goal lead, but Ohio State playing to their game plan. Turnus on fire for in net, as always. Riley Thompson finding the guys that need to be found for the cross-ice pass in the neutral zone. Wise, Montez, and of course Fontaine. That line is on fire tonight for the Buckeyes, and I don't think they plan on changing it anytime soon. YouTube seems to be acting up a little bit, so apologies if there's some comments on the video. A little bit of a different look here for the atmosphere of Yost, as the Children of Yost is a mix of standing room only tickets and students. They only sold enough tickets for this game for 2 sections of the student section. The rest are families, so a weird look to see some red Ohio State Buckeye gear in the Children of Yost, but a lot of golf jerseys and Lions jerseys in general kind of drown them out. Montez and Draper come to the circle to resume play here in a second. 8:35 left in the first. Quick jump by Montez there is going to get a redraw. Into the circle they go. Montez looking to win another faceoff for the Buckeyes. Draper gets away with a win finally. LaPointe takes it up the ice, controls it in front of the Michigan bench, getting a little aggressive there. Throws it back to Edwards. Draper, quick tip to Felicio, and he throws it down ice for another dump and chase. Wolverines not having much luck there with that, but they're going to keep trying. LaPointe mishandles a very easy pass and is taken away by OSU. Wise cherry picking a little bit at the blue line of Michigan, throws it deep into the zone. Montez trying to chase down low. Rozzi kind of tips it as it's thrown out of the way, all the way down to the other end. Hughes beats out the defender to avoid the icing, but still gets thrown away. Guzzo. High deflection into 10 rows down at the top of Yost for a stoppage of play here with 7:40 to go. OSU leading 8-2 in shots on net. 2-0 in the game in total, and not much the Wolverines have done well tonight to avoid this deficit early on, and they're looking for at least one before the end of the period to get a list within manageable distance. Guzzo and Hughes take it off. Guzzo wins. Smith, quick shot, went wide right. Johnson trying to be fancy there, goes between the legs to backhand and just offset. Wolverines retake control. Whitelaw tries to tip it back up, feeding himself, gets it across the blue line, but easily picked. Truscott keeps it in, thankfully, for the Wolverines. Another line change for both sides here. Control behind the net. Rozzi tries to pickpocket. Guzzo slaps another one wide right. Page taking it up the ice, tries to make a move off the right pad of Turnus. Controlled by the Wolverines. Hattie, snapshot, very off wide right. And it's out of the neutral, into the neutral zone. Hattie controls it, throws it back to Fantilli. Fantilli controls it at the Michigan blue line. Not much room to work with right here. Shifsky finally gets a ability to dump it into the zone. Fontaine cherry picking right now at the Michigan blue line, looking for that hat trick here. A little tripped up, looked at the ref as if there's going to be a call, and he shook his head no, so he's going to be a little disappointed here. Hattie going to get called with a tripping penalty, I believe. Number 3 of the Wolverines, number 3rd penalty here for the Wolverines. Got caught up with Fontaine. I get trying to stop the hot hand here for the OSU Buckeyes, but tripping him when you had 2 defenders helping you is probably not the smartest decision there, and the Wolverines are going to be down a man for 2 minutes with 6:14 left to go in the first. OSU looking to capitalize, make this a 3-goal lead here very early on. Truscott controls it behind the point. Draper tries to get a tip on it. Brett Johnson mishandles at the blue line, and it goes all the way back. Earnesty trying to show off that speed and put pressure on Johnson. Got him down into the corner. Big hit in the corner, but OSU maintains control. Brett Johnson coming back up, fires it in. Montez chases. Dunlap chases. Rossi sits at the left side boards. Back to Johnson at the blue line of the Wolverine zone. Dunlap just outside looking for a quick feed to Montez. Rossi looks to get it across through the legs of Wolverine defenders and out of the zone for a quick change. Rossi and Montez playing patty cake at the Michigan blue line. Montez tries to go short side up into the rafters. Tried to go short side, I think caught the knob of the stick of Stein and his shoulder. Just Stein getting called upon very early on in this game, and you know it's been a back and forth for the Wolverines between Stein and Cameron Corpy, and they can't seem to find the magical touch here as Stein was hot, but he gives up a lot more goals than Corpy, but Corpy has a worse loss record, so Wolverines trying out some new things in the new year to get a little bit going. Icing waved off as Turnus comes out to play the puck there. Carfagna, 93 of the OSU, tries to take it in himself, throws it across. Stein ran into by Burnside, and the play is waved dead as the net comes off. Ethan Edwards not too happy, along with Fantilli talking to the ref. Getting a little too close and personal up to Stein right now, and they're letting it know. Riley Thompson to take the draw against Shifsky. Thompson, the hero from Wrigley, getting 2 goals to get the OSU Buckeyes that win back on Friday. Edwards down low in the corner, plays the puck. Kefania could not find the puck. Halem takes it across. Shifsky one-on-one here. Takes it over the blue line. Throws a wrist shot just wide right. Tries to get his rebound here and is playing deep into the corner with a bunch of OSU around him. Riley Thompson takes it up on the ice. 3-on-2 here. Fontaine, Thompson, Carfagna, and it is taken away by Felicio. Thrown out to Carfagna. Michigan killed off a penalty successfully and returns to full strength here with 4:07 left in the first. Trescott controls it in the Michigan zone. Michigan getting a couple quick changes here to make a couple last pushes. Felicio takes it. Werner tips it down into the OSU zone behind the goal. OSU controls. OSU dumps it in. No icing call there, right across the red line. Powell, number 15, takes it right in front of the Michigan net, throws it off a stick out of the zone. Number 2, Chris Abel of OSU trying to control, throws it away to Werner, number 91 of the Wolverines, and just throws it deep into the OSU zone to try and get a switch here. Powell takes it up, off a skate. Smith controls for OSU, throws it over to Deckhunt. And they take it back into the OSU zone to control it. Draper chases. OSU controls. OSU cross ice pass to Montez. Montez dumps it into the zone. Stein out to play. Does not realize Wise was right on him and has to get rid of it quick. Horkoff, newbie, tries to push it into the blue zone, and he is getting pushed around today, and they're making it known. Welcome to NCAA hockey. Hattie controls it back in the Michigan zone after an OSU clear. Throws it away. Ernestine tip into the OSU zone. OSU controls right at the point. Errant pass here. Horkoff had a quick wrister that was blocked and thrown out of play. Fan down there right behind the penalty box is holding it up. Children of Yost are enjoying. Face off here with 2:26 left in the right point of the OSU zone. Shots are 10-4. Time of possession, OSU dominating right now in Michigan. That's not a statistic they usually lose in. Hughes takes the draw against Montez, gets a quick jab towards the net, but thrown back at the OSU players. Michigan fired off a quick shot there. And it hit the stick and bounced around in the lap of Turnus by TJ Hughes, but was not in the net as he rolled backwards. One of his defensemen there, I believe, able to stop him from moving into his own net. Hughes Guzzo, face off in the right point. Guzzo wins the face off for the Buckeyes. Ethan Edwards waves on one as he tries to keep it in the zone, keeps it in the zone, throws it across. Waiting for LaPointe at the line, but not in. Hughes came back and took a one-time slapper just wide left off of the padding. Moldenhauer playing soccer in the corner with the puck. Trying to keep it in. Edwards controls. Fantilli throws it back to Edwards deep in the corner. Fantilli top of the zone. Hughes has to control it and leave the zone for the Wolverines. All the way back into the neutral zone and into their zone. Fantilli throws it up to Hughes, trying to make an offensive run here by himself. Felicio comes in, gets a big hit into the OSU bench. Halem was trying to keep it in. Captain Truscott has to control it just out of the zone. Felicio throws it back. Halem unable to control the puck in OSU's zone as we come up on a minute left in the first period. Felicio behind the Michigan net to the Captain Truscott. Shifsky makes a nice move. Hage tries to get down there into the OSU zone, tripped up awkwardly for a scrum in the corner of the OSU zone to the left of Turnus. OSU trying to kill as much time here, not let Michigan strike in this first period. Michigan gets it back, throws it off the back of the net. Now at the blue line, Edwards controls it. Throws it back to Whitelaw, who fires wide left. Good effort there by Edwards to control the puck behind the miscue. Fantilli takes a wrister. Blocked in front by Riley Thompson. And it's going to go out of the zone. Fantilli chases, but the Wolverines have 12 seconds to make an offensive push. Whitelaw takes it for a second. He's trying to get it around. Scrumming with OSU defenders, and that's probably going to bring us to the end of the first period here. Buckeyes on top 2-0 after one. Shots 10-6, time of possession 12 minutes to 8 minutes, and that is not a normal for the Wolverines, and I'm sure that Naranjo is going to have some strongly worded comments in the Wolverines locker room for his team being down 2-0 in a period, which only happens every now and then for this team that likes to keep a close game. And Wolverines not trying to let this one get away from them, and the Buckeyes are going into the locker room smiling at this moment. 5 blocked shots from the Buckeyes is really one of the differences here. The Wolverines only have 2, but they were 2 key ones to help out Logan Stein down there. But the Buckeyes getting in the way of everything thrown at the net right now, playing a different physical game than what we saw on Friday, and it's very interesting because that's not usually their gameplay here. They like to be the physical offenders for when they come into Yost Arena in the past, and it's working so far, switching it up. They finally learned they can't win doing the same thing. As a couple students from the Children of Yost take on the sled race. Looking at some of the players from that period and just their quick statistics here. Gunnar Wolf-Fontaine, 2 goals, having himself a night. Montez, 2 assists. OSU up 2-0, and they can't ask for more at this moment, but I know they want to come out of that locker room and keep it going. So we're going to leave you with a quick break here. There's 11 minutes left in the intermission. I will come back with about 4 minutes to go in the intermission before the period start. Update on some statistics, but until then, enjoy the festivities of Yost and the alumni band that is in attendance for today's game. Welcome back to Michigan hockey here for the Wolverines, and just adjusting the sound here to get a little bit of the band away, but Wolverines in some trouble here early on against the Ohio State Buckeyes. About a minute 50 left in intermission here, but wanted to bring us back together. Sled race was very entertaining as one of the groups slid a little too far into the boards, but back to the hockey game here, and Narado coming out of the locker room now looking with a little bit of fury behind his eyes, and I don't blame him as his Wolverines have gotten him in the hole down 0-2, and Children of Yost a little quieter right now, and the whole rink kind of has a very quiet tone tonight, not what Yost is usually known for. The PA speakers are usually drowned out, and that's not the goal tonight. Couple statistics from that first period there for the Wolverines. Ethan Edwards and Hunter Hattie both picking up a penalty there. And at very important times as well. One, right coming off of another power play for OSU. So you really can't have back-to-back like that. And that got them in trouble in the beginning, and that's how they gave up the first goal. And they were threatening OSU, the Buckeyes, for the entire time of that first period. And a little concerning for the Wolverines. We'll see how they respond here. But Turnus, Stein take their respective sides. About 30 seconds to the second period. Puck drop again. Thank you for tuning in to WCBN Sports, student-ran channel here in Ann Arbor, covering, I would like to say 98%, but officially it's 97.5% of Michigan revenue and non-revenue sports. Flying solo on this broadcast tonight, but not so far not too bad. Trying to fill the space with less whistles. The Wolverines trying to help me out here. Hughes, Thompson coming to the middle circle for puck drop to start the second period. Hallam and Burnside fighting at the edge, and now they're getting called off. Little friendly rivalry never hurts anyone. TJ Hughes jumps early, and we're still waiting to drop the puck. And finally, Pakmara, the head official, drops the puck there. Turnus, a light cover as it's kind of thrown at him in the zone by Ethan Edwards. Hallam having a little bit of fun there, chirping over at the ref as he was apologizing yet saying he started it. So Hughes, Thompson go back into the left point. Hughes gets sent out of the circle, jumping again. Whitelaw comes in to take over for Hughes. Whitelaw not known for his specialty in face-offs, but is on this line for a reason of his quickness and hands. Hughes gets rid of it down low. Abel, who has 2 assists on the night, throws it into the Michigan zone. Recontrolled by the Wolverines. Hughes was hit in stride, but on the back side of his stick and was unable to keep up with the momentum he had going forward. Hughes fumbling another pass, throws it right over. Fontaine thrown into the Wolverine bench. Very slow start to this game. A lot of neutral ice time. Wolverines control behind Stein. Riley Thompson trying to threaten them. Finally skates off to the bench. Edwards able to get it out. Quick pickpocket by Guzzo, but wasn't able to keep it. Razi throws it back his way. Hanson Bucata throws it down the ice with a quick tip from Dunlap. Hanson takes it at the blue line, loses control, throws it across to Werner for Wolverines. Werner had it, threw it across for Shifsky, who just went high of the net. Dunlap tried to control for OSU, got it into neutral ice, but then lost it. Felicio and Dunlap trying to go at it here. No one looking when Dunlap looked back at the refs. Ernest takes it from neutral ice, goes in, tries to make a quick move, gets all up in Turnus's face. And Buckeyes did not like that quick shove to the back. Horkoff tries to fire one 5-hole, does not hit it. Montez brings it up the ice here for the Buckeyes. Over to Stein, who's going to cover it with ease. Getting a little bit chippier this period, and I think that's what Michigan needs to capitalize on. It worked well at Wrigley when they got their 2-goal lead, and up until they kind of handed the game away to Riley Thompson of OSU, it was their game to lose, and, well, did they lose it? So Wolverines trying to rechannel that inner chippiness with the biggest rival they have known for many years, the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are up 2-0 in their own house. Shots 11-8 now, 17:56 left in the second as OSU takes the face-off win. Quick shot at Stein off the right blocker. The point at the blue line, controls it, tries to hit Moldenhauser in stride, but does not. Powell brings it across the blue line, making 2 Wolverines, Edwards and Moldenhauer miss. LaPointe with a little bit of pace here, trying to dump it into the zone. Humphreys will chase behind the net, kind of loses it behind Turnus. Trescott gathers it at middle ice. Another long pass. TJ Hughes going for the tip. Smith stuck it down with his stick. LaPointe, big hit onto the side. Number 25, Sam Deckhunt, and he's calling for a little change as Gordon rehandles it for OSU, almost off sides, but takes a smart choice to turn back around and recontrol, but then dumps it quickly into the Wolverine zone. Riley Thompson tried to control it. Gordon thrown off by that. Burnside sitting in the middle, tried to take a slap shot. Apologies, that was Fontaine looking for his third. Whitelaw gets it into the OSU zone, throws it across to the point, no one home. Whitelaw from his butt, throwing a pass to the blue line, but no one was there. Big hit there. Fantilli got out of the way for Hage to go through. Hallam throws it across. Hage hit hard in front of Turnus and skating over to the bench after his cage fell off. Hage stops it. Shifsky makes a fantastic move to stay on sides as he was about 6 feet across and dove back. Keeps it alive for the Wolverines. Werner throws it down low. Felicio in the corner, number 4 for the Wolverines, trying to make a move. No one at the point, open pass to Edwards at the blue line. Back to Felicio at the low point. Werner, quick shot. No one home. Felicio tried to follow that up with a 5-hole shot. Stopped with ease by Logan Turnus, and it's a battle of the Logans tonight, and one of them is dominating at this current moment, and that is Logan Turnus. In net, he has stopped the Wolverines. A 10-shot shutout as we speak. I don't know if an announcer's jinx is real, but for the sake of the Wolverines, I'm hoping so. Montez for OSU, Draper for the Wolverines coming to the middle circle, awaiting the puck drop. Horkoff controls it, throws it behind the net of OSU. Felicio still on the ice, a little bit of a long shift, throws it to Ernest. Horkoff controls it. Ernest again tries to throw it away. Easy save for Turnus at his glove side, unblocked. Got a chance to look at the preview for this game, and they did an interview with Horkoff on how he was adjusting to coming here so late, and he said, it's just another hockey camp at this point until the classes start, and that couldn't be more true. He's getting thrown into the fire against the rivalry here, and he's trying to show off to make people believe it was the correct move to move from the U.S. development team. And he was talking about being a Wolverine a couple years ago and never got around to signing until halfway through this year. Wolverines in their own zone right now. Edwards trying to control it. Right at the blue line. Someone loses a stick as it's cleared away. Abel, the defenseman for OSU, trying to throw it away. Throws it to McBriar. Hallam has to wait for two Wolverines to get back on sides, one of them being TJ Hughes, the standout for the Michigan Wolverines. And that kind of lost the momentum there. McBriar, the defenseman, throws it across behind to himself. The net throws it up. Powell hit hard in front of the OSU bench, and he was chirped at for that. Horkoff throws it back across. Draper makes a nice move to get entry to the zone. Throws it down low to Ernest just out in front of him, and there's a scrum in the corner for the puck. Perfagna, number 93 of OSU, just throws it straight out of play. And right below the press box tonight, there's a 4 puck count, so we are happily getting some action right below us here and waiting for the Wolverines to put one in the net to hear a little bit of life come back in this place and not just free giveaway pucks. Michael Hage goes into the circle to face off against Montez. Michigan wins the draw. Back to Fantilli. Truscott keeps it in with his skate. Werner, number 91, throws it back. Big shot there by Josh Orico. Trying to get his name on the map here for the Wolverines, and he was unsuccessful when it went off the blocker of Turnus. Wolverines maintaining the puck a little bit better this time and trying to keep the offensive pressure going here. Draper jumped a little bit early. He's going to get thrown out of the zone. I'll say we're going to need a second to reset the clock. 14:01 left in the second. Shots have now evened up pretty much. 13-12. Ohio State a little bit of the lead with the 2-0 lead in the game. Ohio State looking to go 8-2 in the Big Ten and start off very strong into this year going into the second half. Carfagna takes it past the OSU blue line. He's doing it himself into Michigan territory. Lets off a quick snapper. Stein with ease saves it, but the follow-up uncontrolled rebound. And we're going for a 5th puck in here now as right below us behind the penalty boxes. What's one more? Refs gather for a second to talk about it, but one of the linemen says it's deflected out of play, so there will be no delay of game there. And they're allowed to change lines. OSU maintains control in the Michigan zone. Just passing it behind. The Wolverines now take over. Still in their zone, right about the line of point. It was Felicio. Now Ethan Edwards brings it up. Tosses it across to Ernest, who large, waiting for the rebound. Horkoff just a step away, not able to get to it. Not smart selection here by the Wolverines, not really setting up their offense, but they're trying to get a couple more shots on goal here. Little scrum in the Wolverines zone here. Down in the corner, Riley Thompson, Felicio fighting for it. Big hit there by Riley Thompson, draws the crowd's reaction. Thought of boarding, but they didn't get it. Shifsky beats everyone to wave off icing. Tries to get a little payback there. And guess what? They did put a hand up for Riley Thompson, so I assume it's going to be a boarding call. Let's listen in. Yes, it is a boarding call, and I don't know if they're going to be looking at an extra on that one. Nope, they're skating away from the box. So just going to be the 2-minute minor for Riley Thompson, the hero of Friday night's game. I can see the coaches to our right up in the press box. Looking back over the replay, and they're not going to do the challenge. It seemed like a pretty minute boarding call, but it gave the crowd something to ooh and all over. Michigan, for the first time, going to go on the offensive strike on the power play here. Horkoff, Edwards, Werner. Back to Horkoff. Werner, quick strike, but not able to connect. Hughes out there as well for the Wolverines, trying to set something up. Michael Hage out there as well. Cross to Hage. Quick slapper, too high. Edwards controls at the blue line to keep it in the zone. Werner has some trouble with the pass. Hughes there to clean it up. Ref a little bit in the way there for Horkoff, and he's not happy about it. Edwards, great play to keep it in the zone with his knee stuck out. Throwed it over to TJ Hughes, not able to connect. Hage, slapper, wide right, just off the toe a little awkwardly there. Hage keeps it in the zone, top of the key, fires one away off Horkoff's back. That can't feel too good, but he's trying to get another point for the Wolverines. Hage takes it top. Hughes looking for a quick shot, trying to get across the middle of the ice here. Oh, Hughes with a quick shot off of Turnus. Wolverines being very aggressive yet planned out movements here. There we go. Wolverines get one back. Evan Werner from the left point puts it top shelf and brings it down to a 1-goal deficit. Werner strikes with 11:14 left in the second period on the power play unit. Crowd coming back to life a little bit, knowing only down by 1 now is Draper and Guzzo coming to the circle as OSU maintains it. Hansen, Bucata takes it up. Dunlap, the assistant captain, tries to throw it in. Stein, right on his toe with some pressure coming in his face, keeps it out of the net. Back to the Werner goal here, and that's what Michigan needed, was a little bit of a spark here. Something to get them going. They had been playing hard hockey, and they did that power play unit how they wanted to. They got the shots on that lower left point, as in the first period, they were not able to get down to the point in the OSU zone, and were able to on this power play and get away. Guzzo goes up against Draper. Guzzo dropped it a little too early, and the ref puts a hand up as well for dropping the puck early. Try this again. Guzzo, same outcome. Dunlap chases it down low. Guzzo not able to control at the top of the zone, comes out. Brent Johnson brings it back in the zone, but yet it's out. We got a 3-on-1 here for the Wolverines. And it is called offsides. Ernestine was on Draper's tail, pushing him forward, and they called the point for the offsides. And that's one you should let play out. Go to a review if you are. And that's what a Michigan coach is chirping in the ear of the linesman, Pakmara, there, and he's not happy that they didn't let it play out when it was that close to call. Wise flips one into his goalie on the bench. Yeah, the replay was very close to tell there for the Wolverines, and you can see where Navarado gets a little aggravated there, because that's one you can easily review in the booth and call off. But a 3-on-1 is not common, especially in these tense situations between two rivals, so you got to take advantage of them. Michigan bringing it into the neutral zone. Moldenhauer tried to bring it in himself, lost it a little bit. Humphreys keeps it in the zone, now kicked out. Wise brings it in. Throws it across to Montez. Lewis behind the net to chase. And all the way down into the OS zone from the Michigan zone by an OSU errant pass. TJ Hughes putting his heart out there, trying to get a turnover right in front of the net of Turnus. Chris Abel not able to control it at the line. And it will be offsides for Ohio State Buckeyes as we get a short break here at 9:48 to go. 2-1, Ohio State. Michigan firing up a little bit here. Trying to get it back to even strength at least to go into the third and then come out at home to get a win here. A little bit of a break here. We'll do a little update here. That was Michigan's power play goal number 19 on the season. That power play goal, if my stats are correct, should bring them up to a top 20 in the nation on goals percentage. So Wolverines have some bright spots, but still down 2-1 to the Buckeyes here with 9:48 left to go in the second. And it's a sold-out house tonight, despite there still being winter break and classes not started. Getting a little bit louder now, a little bit of energy brought back into the arena. I haven't touched my coffee in so long that the cream is starting to curdle, so it's always a win. Downsides of having only one person on the broadcast today, but hadn't called hockey yet this semester, so we were happy to come along. Last of the snow crew leaves the ice here, and Hughes is going up against number 29 Gordon in the circle just outside the Michigan zone. For those wondering, this is a sound, audio, whatever you may call it, broadcast only. If you're going to look for it, it should be on our partners Big Ten Plus. Unfortunately, rivalry games on a Sunday night kind of get outdone by football. So Powell takes it for OSU, tries to throw it in the zone. But please stick around for the audio, and we have plenty of audio broadcasts coming up this semester as well. Powell tries it again, throws it deep into the Michigan zone. Hattie there to chase. Off a skate to Hallam. Caught no one cherry picking, so he has to take it up himself. Throws it over to Whitelaw. Hughes fires off a wrister into the glove and tipped out of play. Hughes has been fired up ever since he came on the ice for the second period, and that's what you want to see out of your assistant captain. And it's been a talked about point. Jacob Truscott, he is the captain of this team, and they're going to stand by him no matter what. But Hughes is in the running if he sticks around for that position after Jacob's departure from Wolverines. Truscott throws it back in. Now right back out. Orico plays it nicely to keep the offense of the Buckeyes from having to push. Burnside tried to bring it in for the Buckeyes. Fontaine throws it back around the net. Kept in by Abel this time. Little scrum behind the net here. Riley Thompson, I believe, is in there. Quick shot by Burnside, the captain. It was just off the mark into like the left low side of Stein, and great reactionary save there. Ohio State not spread out to where they need to be, trying to slow it back down. Stein, what a glove save on the snap stick shot from the assistant captain, Joe Dunlap. Strong line here by the Buckeyes trying to fire away. Stein, another one off his right blocker. And finally, the Wolverines get it out of the zone. Brett Johnson getting a little rowdy there with Werner. after some pushing and shoving into Stein earlier in the offensive push. And they're letting it be known that that will not stand with the Wolverines, no matter if they're down. Huge line there by the Ohio State Buckeyes. And 2 assistant captains and a captain on the same line is going to fire away some shots, but just a little miscommunication on the blue line there as they were able to get it, Michigan able to get it out of the zone for a face-off just outside. Face-off won by Michigan. Thrown across ice to Ethan Edwards, who takes it in. Draper mishandled right at the blue line. Edwards able to regain away from Johnson, and that's going to be chippy all day. Edwards, a little bit of an interesting decision there to just reset the line completely by bringing it back into Michigan zone with no one chasing him. Throws it to Horkoff, tries to get it around. Ernest down in the corner playing with it. Horkoff back down low. Draper waiting downside. Draper, whose dad was a star in the NHL, looking to follow him. Draper takes the pass from the blue line after a quick clear by OSU and line change. LaPointe sends someone down. That was wise of the OSU Buckeyes, almost into the door of the bench of the Michigan Wolverines. Gabout, number 26, throws it down ice where the Wolverines get the control back. Moldenhauser gets it out of the zone. Humphreys, number 24, trying to take it up, but met. Moldenhauer waiting. Off the right bar on a backwards save by Turnus. Laying on his back, threw his glove side up to try and make it look like he was bigger than he appeared, and Moldenhauser's last second right off the inner post and out of play. So stoppage of play here. TJ Hughes getting a little bit of congratulations here for his 100th career point as a Wolverines, and crowd loved that for him, and he's been a huge part of this team, as I mentioned just a little while ago, and he's definitely one of the up and rising captains of this team, and he's going to go on to have a great career after the Wolverines development as well. TJ Hughes wins a face-off there. Whitelaw tries to backhand one in the 5-hole of Turnus, and he just is not able to, and slides into him to cover his own puck. So we'll get another face-off here on the left dot. Alumni band tonight for the Wolverines, as students still on break until Wednesday. Pretty full band there for not the biggest notice. A lot of people in town maybe. Halem kind of embarrassed in the OSU zone, fell, and OSU pushing into the Michigan zone. Riley Thompson behind the net trying to start something up. Halem able to clear it down ice. Most likely, nope, icing called off as he gets to it before the line. Puck bouncing at middle ice. Fontaine not able to bring it down. Hughes able to get it. Tried to throw it across. Halem coming along with Felicio. And now it's a 2-on-3 for OSU. They take it slow. Now a 4-on-3. Thompson trying to get another lucky one. Shoots a weird twist around backhand wide of the net on the left-hand side. Halem at middle ice after a clearance from Moldenhauer. OSU bringing it back in. Godbout was blocking that pass, unable to get it. Straight off the bench, here comes Hage, and he's ready. Oh, made a nice move around the defender's legs and just threw it off the top crossbar, but stayed in play. Going to get his own rebound now. Throws it down to Werner. Shifsky down there as well. Gordon playing around. Hage was waiting for it to become an onside puck and allowed the OSU defenders to get to it, and they dump it into the Michigan zone as Stein comes out to play it. Hage takes it at the blue line, brings it back up. Back to Hage. Big hit there. Werner as he goes down at the blue line and lost control of that puck. Dunlap tips it to Johnson as they're making an offensive push. Shot just wide left for the OSU Buckeyes. Johnson keeping his OV stick up in the air, calling for the pass. Stein, another huge save, keeping the Wolverines in this game tonight. 4 minutes left to go in the period, 2-1 OSU. Michigan looking to get some more offensive pressure before it's over with. Horkoff, the young gun, is sprinting away on his skates. Not able to catch up with it. Brett Johnson controls it behind the net. Lewis now takes it at the blue line, tipped by Wise. Montez chases, not enough though. Edwards brings it in, dumps it in the opposite corner. LaPointe down there trying to fight against two guys. Montez brings it back, dumps it to neutral ice to Ethan Edwards. Wise taking him all the way to the corner. Edwards by himself has to wrap it around the Humphreys across the blue line. Felicio calling for it. LaPointe gets it instead. Humphreys chasing into the OSU zone. Moldenhauer lost control behind the net. Gets it back a little bit, chasing Smith, who's playing around with him. Wise with LaPointe. Into neutral ice. Fantilli launches it back in the OSU zone where Turnus plays the puck behind the net. Gives it over to Smith, who clears it down ice. Hughes, LaPointe, but taken away by OSU. 2-on-2 here. Thompson and Fontaine. Fontaine mishandles and miscues. Throws it away to the top of the blue line. Handled by OSU. Thompson getting bullied in the corner right now. Gets it out. Abel controls it for OSU at the line. Hattie now has it in the Michigan zone after an errant pass. Fantilli takes it up to the Michigan blue line. Abel unable to hand pass control. McBriar, a little bit of interference there, but all is fair play. Shot wide by the captain Davis Burnside as he got a quick push into the Michigan zone. Minute 52 left here in the second period. Wolverines taking a push. Hage making a nice move, makes a man completely fall. That's Hansen. Abel has lost an edge on his skate, so he's just laying down in front of the OSU net and now hobbling slowly to the bench. Hage through the legs. Backhand, tried to twist it back to the net, was unable to find Truscott in time. Wolverines win the face-off. Edwards at the blue line, dumps it back in. And they're saying off the stick of Carfagna, but it looked like he just got a little bit of a way with a delayed game as he threw it into the netting. So we'll try this again. Hage versus Guzzo. Minute 32 remaining. Shots 22-19, Ohio State. Edwards controls it at the blue line. Now throws it past Hage, who's unable to control. Guzzo tips it to Rozzi. Back to Guzzo. Dunlap gets the errant pass, and now it's the Wolverines on the run. Hage unlikely to get the tip. Werner throws it across, and at Turnus right in the Buckeyes logo. And Turnus able to stop that one. 1:08 remaining here. Wolverines up in the pressure to try and keep themselves in this rivalry game and get 1 point back for the Big Ten standings. Michigan trying not to start off their season of the second half with two major losses to hometown rivals. Ernest controls it down low off of the Michigan win. Captain Truscott keeps it down low. Ernest loses it over the blue line and just dumps it back in to get a little clear and a little change here for the Wolverines. Ref, great job there to get out of the way. Fantilli, excellent play to keep him out. Ernest off a skate, keeps it into the zone. Draper gets tangled up, loses connection. Smith takes it away. Johnson and Smith play back here. Wise for Ohio State, 3-on-3. Deck Hunt gets decked. Thrown to the ground in the corner, and the Wolverines retain possession. Draper just dumps it in as Michigan gets a full line change here with Ernest. Ohio State called offsides after a weird errant kicked puck motion for Montez. And they're going to do it at the right neutral ice dot, closest to the Wolverines zone. Hughes, Guzzo to take the face-off. Guzzo, easy win. Carfagna fires it down. And that is the end of the second period of play here for the Michigan Wolverines and Ohio State Buckeyes. 12-minute intermission, and then it should be a action-packed third period as the Buckeyes try to retain and even grow their lead. And the Michigan Wolverines try to come back and at least get a tie, hopefully the win, as both teams make their way to the locker room. They will get some talking to from their coaches. Naranjo going to be happy with the effort, the shots taken, the blocks, the lack of penalties. But he's not going to be happy with the score yet. Ohio State, you played a whole period and you didn't get many good opportunities to get it in the back of the net. And for Rowlick, the head coach, I don't think it's a message about maintaining a lead. I think it's building on the lead. So he's going to have to go in there and talk to his guys about building this lead if they want to come out of Ann Arbor, Michigan with a clean sweep of their rival. Shout out Brady, who's doing the blue line, trying to make it in for a $1,000 Visa gift card from the blue line with a little slap shot. A little errant there, but we're going to take a quick break here. We got 11 minutes left in the intermission. Ohio State 2, Michigan 1. We'll come back at the 4-minute part of the intermission. Just a quick break here as you guys get the chance to listen to the Michigan Alumni Band. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back to Yost Arena. Wolverines faithful doing iconic chants and cheers in the crowd that you got to listen into by the Michigan Wolverines alumni band. Minute 40 left to go here in intermission, and the Wolverines looking to come out and take over this game, at least tie it up, possibly get us a little overtime. As my favorite thing as an announcer is I've called 10, 12 games. I would say 90% of them go to extras or overtime. So if you need an overtime game, I seem to be the good luck charm. But welcome back, WCBN Sports Radio. Student-ran organization. If you like what you're hearing, drop a thumbs up. I'm here for every football, basketball, men's and women's, men's hockey, hopefully soon women's hockey, and various other sports for the Wolverines. Wolverines and Buckeyes take the ice here for the third with 45 seconds left to go in intermission. Like we mentioned earlier, TJ Hughes' first point in this game went for his 100th career point as a Wolverine. So big night for him, and congrats to him from our channel. Apologies, as we got alerted that the Wi-Fi up here is hit or miss right now. So if I cut out or if the voice sounds a little weird at all, my apologies. But we're going to try to power through for this third period here. Wrapping up intermission now as the buzzer sounds at these zeros. Michigan, can they complete the comeback, or does Ohio State have enough to hold on? Riley Thompson wins the draw at center ice. McBrayer dumps it into the zone. Fantilli controlled behind the net, throws it out to Ethan Edwards. Hage comes up, throws it across the 91. Werner breaks into the Ohio State Buckeyes zone. Back to Hage. A little too much on the pass. Thompson, the hero from a couple nights ago, trying to break out in his role here at Ohio State and become a household name. Lost control, gave it over to Shifsky. Quick snapshot from 43 feet into Turnus. And he was able to gobble it up. Turnus been a brick wall over there. Only the one chance the Wolverines got to get through earlier. Guzzo and Hughes. Hughes wins it. Halem tried to get a quick shot off, went wide left after a block. Gets it back at the point, tries to fire it away off the stick. Another quick shot. Wolverines just kind of wildly firing out here from the blue line. Hughes now down low, throws it back out. Halem. Weird, awkward, tried to tuck it in. Couldn't. Hughes able to kind of control it, but it got thrown back out as the captain, Truscott, thrown into the net. Turnus controlled it behind the net, threw it across the ice. Ohio State playing patty cake at the blue line, causes a turnover. Ernest able to kind of creep ahead with his speed and get it down deep into the Ohio State zone. Back and forth here, two Wolverines going after the same puck. Able to get it, Hughes missed the cross pass. Line change. Big hit there on the Buckeyes to try and get the puck out. Ernest gets it in, Draper fed. Horkoff was not there for the cross-ice pass, so it just went off Turnus and into the other end. Draper chases behind the OSU bench. Net. Horkoff keeps it in the zone. Over to Felicio. Tries to get it across and could not. Edwards trying to direct the young Horkoff to cover the man. Doesn't realize Ohio State's all taking a change to the bench. Wise was the only Buckeye in the zone. Puck's still in the zone, but Moldenhauer gets it up. LaPointe had a breakaway if he didn't fall. He didn't get touched. He just fell. And he's going to hear about that one from the guys on the bench. Looking up at the video board to see if he can get a replay of himself for that. Couple chirps fly his way from his teammates in front of the net, wiping him off. Michigan goes in and gets the win. Felicia's still down there. Moldenhauer grabs a dangerous pass in the middle of the point. Edwards with his speed coming up, snaps it off wide left and out of play. Edwards getting a little second win there that you don't see from him as often these days as when he was a freshman. Looking gassed, heading over to the bench as well, so. Slowly getting outworked by some of this fresh talent in here. Hage and Gordon go after it. Thompson tripped up down low. Werner having himself a game with the one goal here, trying to get a little more action. Truscott over to Fantilli at the blue line. Poked away. McBriar with a nice poke there. Hage fires it wildly into the head of an Ohio State Buckeye. Controlled by OSU, now turned over in the Michigan zone to the captain, Truscott. Shifsky throws it around. Hage, nice move. Tricked Powell into going one way, and he went the other. And a quick wrister from Werner trying to get his second. Ends the offensive stint there with the puck going out of play. Wolverines chooses to keep two of the same men on the ice while the rest of the players on the ice go off for a quick change. Hughes goes against Riley Thompson. And a quick shot. Whitelaw, the equalizer. And this place has erupted. Right off the draw there for Whitelaw. TJ Hughes flung it forward, and Whitelaw quick off of one knee into the back right end of the net. Just beat Turnus on his heels, and Michigan Wolverines, with 16:45 left to go in the third, have tied it up 2-2. We have ourselves a game here now. As the Wolverines, with a little bit of fire underneath them, singing Mr. Brightside. Leading in shots, leading in block shots, evening up time on ice. The momentum is going their way. Can OSU ruin their night? Or will the Wolverines come away with a win? TJ getting his 101th point here. Whitelaw getting a great point onto his pretty good, hard-working glue guy season here for the Wolverines. Him and Werner have been in the shadows, but their lines have been producing. Fantilli defending in the Michigan zone, threw it out to Whitelaw, who's coming off hot. Montez controls it, brings it back in the OSU zone. Michigan gets a little bit of a change. OSU trying to set up an offensive push here. Montez bringing it himself. Guzzo lost it, regained it, threw it back for Fantilli to reel it back in. Shifsky trying to throw it in the net. Josh Orko keeps it on. Captain brings it around the backside. Throws it to Werner. Werner tried to put one on net there unsuccessfully. Truscott stuck in the corner. Still in the corner with the other captain, Gusso. Orko getting a chance and fires it low left side, but just a toe save there by Turnus. Another chance, fired. He doesn't know where it's at, and cleared out by Abel. Great play there by the defenseman. Wolverines get a break here. Number 21, Joe Dunlap, the veteran of this team. Makes a mistake and has the high stick infraction for a 2-minute minor. Not something you want to see from one of your main core guys who is supposed to lead these young guys in a close game. So Michigan goes on the offensive power play. You got Edwards, Hughes, Horkoff, Haig, and Werner getting out there. Michigan wins it. Horkoff throws it back to Edwards. Haig gets down there. Quick in front of the net, not able to connect. Werner chases it down. Horkoff chases it. TJ brings it back around. Edwards. Haig. Still controls it at the blue line, now going lower in the point, waiting for a pass. Can't get it across. Hughes, Werner. Werner tried to tip, just got across his stick. Edwards still at the blue line now. Edwards tried to go short side, stopped there by the shoulder pad, and it is cleared out all the way back to Logan Stein. And he's able to control it deep into the zone. 1:05 left on the penalty here. 13:37 left in the game. Shifsky breaks into the zone, doesn't know where the puck's at, keeps it to himself. Little push there, but unable to keep the puck, but it's thrown back around the Moldenhauser. Michigan unable to connect there at a perfect opportunity. Turnus stuck on his heels. No idea. They threw it right at his midsection. Michigan still contains control. Moldenhauser ripped one wide right barely. And Ohio State pushing Gordon, trying to throw it all the way down. Gordon got it deep behind the Michigan net. 14 seconds left in the power play offensive here, and they're going to clear it down to neutral ice. Ethan Edwards controls it, waiting for the power play to come to an end. Deck Hut takes it. Gizzo. Guzzo had a huge shot on net there, but it was saved. LaPointe scrambles, gets it to himself. Tried to throw it back to Ernest, was unsuccessful. Ernest now in the corner, up against the boards. LaPointe helping, Draper down low. Throws it back to Edwards at the blue line. Edwards throws it across to Felicio. Felicio tries to shoot off the foot of Fontaine, and he gets it all by himself. Edwards puts him into the ground. Not letting him get his third of the night, and rightfully so, Ethan Edwards. Michigan brings it back into the OSU zone. Another hard hit there, and Fontaine wants to try it again, this time against LaPointe. Still thrown back. Riley Thompson throws it back to number 2, Chris Abel. Abel to McBriar. McBriar launches it in for a dump and chase. Gordon more concerned about the player than the puck. Montez helps him out. McBriar. Big hit thrown across the blue line. And it was offsides after the big hit. Nathan Lewis disagrees for OSU. The Colin Cronforce, the linesman, said no. Wolverines get it out of their own zone for a face-off here after the offsides by OSU. Hage gets another win. He has 8 face-off wins on the night. Michigan throws it up. Shifsky trying to get out there. High stick on Hage, but no call. Werner brings it up the middle of the ice. Loses control, throws it back to his zone. Orico controls it. Errant pass by Orico off of a stick. And Stein has to come out of net to control it again. Orico throws it out to Guzzo. Another big hit there by Ethan Edwards, trying to get that physical atmosphere going again. Werner trying to play hooky over here. Edwards worried about the man. Stein, great save and a great positioning after some shitty defense. Shifsky might have saved a goal there, and that was impressive by him. He's not known for that stuff, but he definitely was able to get in there, and he got a stick on that puck that was loose right on the red line, and he was able to save it. So the Wolverines keep it 2-2, struggling in their defensive zone. 10:15 left, shots 29-26 Michigan, time of possession relatively even. Ernest, big hit as he throws it down the ice. Turnus came out to play it, but it's stopped by Draper. Draper's been all over the place tonight. Hughes over to Felicio. Fires it wide right. Draper went down in front of the net, was unable to get to the puck, so OSU flirted with offsides in the Michigan zone, but were able to control it and rail it back in. TJ chases. Halem at the blue line to the captain, Truscott. TJ tries to get it off the toe of Turnus and off the crossbar. Can't get much closer than that right there. Michigan allows it to escape out of the zone. Gordon was chasing but wanted to switch. Ohio State flirting with too many men on the ice after a slow change. Riley Thompson tried to play the puck. Nearly got his head taken off by Ethan Edwards. Burnside flirting with offsides there as he was hit right entering the zone. Edwards takes it back behind the net. Almost got slew-footed. Turnus plays it as it comes all the way back down after it tipped. Brett Johnson clears it out of his zone, goes for his own dump and chase off of Fontaine. Unable to get that. Edwards playing a long shift here, refusing to come off. Hattie, number 3 for the Wolverines, trying to get something going. Humphreys. Got a shot on net. And it looks like a penalty is upcoming for the captain. The reason Humphreys could not get the entire shot off there with 8:20 left in the period is Davis Burnside, the captain for OSU, getting a 2-minute hooking minor penalty, which is unfortunate for the Buckeyes as they are trying to keep this game manageable with momentum going against them. It's back-to-back mistakes for the Buckeyes here. Number 21, Joe Dunlap, the grad student, standing at 6 foot. Big mistake there to get a 2-minute penalty. Luckily, did not cost Ohio State. Davis Burns, 6 foot as well, the junior captain. Both fantastically talented players, both NHL free agents, and not helping their case right now. Michigan going on the power play with Hage, Horkoff, Hughes, Edwards, and And Evan Werner getting the call up to the first power play line tonight. Hughes is going to go in against Thompson out on the draw here. Hughes ties him up right at the point. Ohio State didn't have it, didn't know where it went. And it's cleared out by Ohio State. Edwards chases into the Michigan zone. Edwards controlling the pace of this power play. Edwards still scrambling at center ice, now controls it in the Michigan zone, trying to start something as the Buckeyes get 2 players off to change. Evan Werner trying to throw it across. Guzzo takes it, steals it. Hage, good stick lift to try to disrupt him. Guzzo trying to get another boarding penalty, it looked like, as he threw Hage quickly into the boards. Truscott able to throw it to TJ Hughes, who fires wide left. Michigan not able to settle themselves down here on this penalty. Truscott across. Werner still out there to Truscott. Over to Hughes. Hage, my apologies. Hughes waiting in that. Oh, fantastic effort there by Hanson Bucata. Took one to the thigh and just dropped down to block that shot. The captain, Truscott, tried to get one through off a blocker and cleared out into the Michigan zone. Logan Stein controls it just to the left of the net for the captain to come around. The captain makes a mistake, gives a turnover to Ohio State, who snaps off a quick wrister. Shifsky again there for the Wolverines. Deckut is a menace right now, as he is eating up every puck in the neutral zone. Penalty for Ohio State expires as Burnside comes back out. Wolverines making an offensive push. Icing called on the Wolverines, even though Draper arm in arm with Riley Thompson to get down there to wave it off. So Edwards, Shifsky, Fantilli, Whitelaw, and Draper will stay out here for the Wolverines. Couple interesting non-dressers tonight. Duke and Estapa, couple sole players in this team. Not dressed for this Wolverines team in the second game of the 2-game series. Thompson gets a steal in the Michigan zone. Burnside threw it over to Abel. Abel tried to get a tip over to Burnside in front of the net. McBrayer was kind of lost, didn't know what was happening, and skated away from the puck with his back turned. 5:42 left in this game for the Wolverines. Big shot there taken by the Wolverines. Number 15, the captain, thrown off the stick. Fontaine threw one at Stein, and it went out of play. Off of the left blocker of him. So there'll be a stoppage of play and a face-off in the Michigan zone with 5:24 left to go. Both teams showing some pressure right now, offensively, holding themselves defensively, but the neutral ice for both teams has been disastrous today, and that's why we are getting a lower scoring game. Stein blocks one, not able to control it well, but still landed on top of it. Gordon trying to get a sneaky one and push it in. Was unable to. Hughes against Gordon. Hughes gets the win. Oracle brings it around, tries to flip it out. Moldenhauer to chase. That's unfortunately icing, as it took a weird skippity hop after the red line. So the Wolverines will run it back in their defensive zone. OSU gets some fresh bodies out there. Hughes wins the draw, but shoves it to the other side of the ice. Moldenhauer to chase. Captain Truscott's got to be careful. A lot of cross-checking today, and it's getting a little sloppy. Rozzi throws it across. Big shot there by Carfagna from the blue line, not able to get through. Dunlap gets his pocket picked. Moldenhauer trying to get it across the line. Good stop there by Stein through a wave of traffic to get a blocker save. Carfagna looking to rip it again. Gets it through again. Guzzo, Carfagna looking to score after 3 straight shots on this play. Moldenhauer needs to clear it, can't get it out. Hansen, Bucata just sitting there at the line. Orko waiting for it, trying to get a Michigan change after a long period after all the icings. Hage able to take it off, fresh on the ice. Turnover there by the Wolverines in neutral ice. Werner able to get a stick on it to keep trouble at bay, and Fantilli launches it up. Wolverines looking tired. Shifsky getting away with a trip there that was pretty blatant, as he wrapped his knees around the other defender and slid downwards like a slide tackle. Ethan Edwards takes a shot from the blue line, goes wide left. Edwards getting yelled at by his teammates that he's got one on. Hage gets the puck up. Ernest waiting the pass at the blue line, tips it into the OSU zone. Michigan keeps in the zone with Draper. Draper throws it to Horkoff, gets it across, and just cannot connect to find the back of the net. Turnus keeping OSU in this game with the recent offensive pressure of Michigan. Truscott throws it across ice. Horkoff looking around, doesn't see anyone. Saucer pass to Draper, pushing it up the middle of the ice. Ernest was there, but went back for a change. Draper still thought he was waiting for him. Whitelaw waiting in front of the net, not able to connect. Horkoff is thrown across the blue line, and a complete line change for both sides with 2:22 remaining, 2-2 game. Told you I get the overtime games, and let's hope we can see it and not a different way. Stein stuffs one. And the crowd goes wild as a late cross check from Fantilli or Hughes to throw Powell on his behind. Got a reaction. A little bit of slow gameplay here as the Wolverines and the refs are looking right by the net as the net slid off a little bit after Stein's save due to the cross check, and had to make sure it was back in the right position, and we are ready to go with Hughes, Gordon in the circle. 5-on-5, 2 minutes left. Truscott took one to the net and just covered it up. Truscott slow to get up, but we get a stoppage of play after he tried to hand pass it while laying on top of it. Children of Yost Starting the Let's Go Blue chant with 1:58 left. These players are not complaining right now after an action-packed period, getting some extra time between these whistles. Guzzo, Hughes. Hallam, good stop there, cleared it out of the zone, but it will be icing. He stopped a potential one-timer from hitting the back of the net, so the Wolverines are not complaining about that icing. Just might be an extra down and back at practice, but they will not be complaining. Hughes, Guzzo. See this matchup all night. We'll see it one more time. Hughes loses it this time. Dunlap, the veteran, bobbles it in his hand, tries to throw it to himself and gets it across. Truscott throws it down, trying to hit a big feeder pass here to LaPointe. LaPointe didn't realize he had Hallam with him. Hallam controls it behind the net, throws it back up. Hughes tries to rip one, and he's unable to by a stick. Fantilli rips one towards the net, easily gobbled up by Turnus. 1:29 left to go in this game. Wolverines gonna get a shot in the offensive zone, pending a face-off to the left of Turnus. Ohio State wins the face-off, controls, bringing it up. Burnside, Thompson just outside his reach, has to kind of slap at it into the Michigan zone. Edwards having problems down deep. Werner has a breakaway. It's a 3-on-3. Shifsky gives it back to Werner. Werner make a move and got gloved. Turnus saved that one by the laces. Fantastic save there to keep it from becoming a 3-2 game by the Wolverines. Werner found himself all alone in the middle of the ice. Was unable to finish the job due to Turnus standing strong. Draper comes into the middle, goes against Gordon. Draper wins it, but an early drop of the puck by the official. He's only done that a handful of times tonight. Fixing the clock real quick, giving him the puck back as it went all the way down to Loganstein. Draper loses it off the back of the OSU goal. Horkoff hands it to keep it in. His big body got in the way of 3 defenders for OSU, but not enough to keep it in the zone. Edwards slaps it back into the OSU zone just to get away from a breakaway. 45 seconds left here. OSU maintains control. Karfagnak gives it across. Karfagnak gets it back. Lost his stick and is looking at the ref in disbelief. Powell could not come along as he got the rebound off the wall. Edwards, 25 seconds, waits behind the Michigan net, waiting for one last push, trying to win this thing at the last second. Whitelaw brings it across the blue line, just dumps it into the corner. 14 seconds left. OSU has control. Edwards keeps it in, dumps it back. Michigan. 4, 3, 2, 1. Montez not able to get to it in time. And guess what we have? A Sunday night overtime in college hockey. And we're going to get a quick scrape of the ice, so we're not going to let you go anywhere, so stick right here with us. We got a quick 30-second break before back to the action. Little game stats update. 2-2 the score, 35-32. Michigan on the shots. Face-off percentage is an equal 50-50. Blocks, OSU keeping themselves alive with 23 blocks to Michigan's 11 block shots. Penalty minutes, OSU 8, Michigan 4. We got a minute 40 till overtime starts. Getting a nice scrape of the ice here. Stands are still packed. It's hard to leave on a rivalry game, and this would be a great win for Michigan to kick off a long semester for them. Children of Yost crowding around the Ohio State bench, trying to get the cowbell to work in their favor. Dorado leaving his assistants to talk to them. Drawing up a couple plays here in OT. The fun part of overtime that everyone looks forward to. T-shirt toss time. "45 seconds. I can officially say this is the first time I've had to update the period to overtime. So, never a dull moment. "15 seconds till puck drop. Looks like it's going to be Thompson, Carfagna, and Burnside on the 3-on-3. And then for the Wolverines, Ethan Edwards, Halem, and Hughes. So both of their firepowers starting it off here. Hughes, Thompson, get the puck drop. And Thompson gets it quick, straight away. Edwards playing defense in his face, keeping him away from the puck. Hughes maintains control behind the Michigan bench. Edwards now brings it up the ice with one guy behind him. He breaks it. He has Halem across, and he scores! Turnus cannot believe that he went that far out of the blue. 20 seconds into overtime, the Wolverines secure the win and split the series at home and at Wrigley. Dorado and then all the coaches shake hands. Rollick comes over, congratulates, and then they head their separate ways. Halem. The heartbreaker for OSU tonight, as both teams are coming to the middle ice to shake hands and talk about a good series. Michigan, Ohio State meet one more time towards the end of the season. Both games will be held at OSU. I'm sure we'll be traveling down there, so feel free to stick along. And the sold-out crowd, or close to it, 7,500 people. And then on Friday, when OSU got the win, to even a bigger crowd, this series does not disappoint. As the two teams finish shaking hands here, I'd like to say thank you for choosing WCBN to listen to the game, as I know Big Ten Plus sometimes is hard to get a hold of. We're always here. We call every Michigan game, and the best part, you get to see students call the games. So, apologies from Maddie for not being here. She wanted to be here but wasn't feeling the best. So, lack of color tonight, we tried. And then for me, Eddie Olejniczak, thank you guys for joining us. As always, go Blue, and tonight, go Lions.